That's okay.
Candles?
No, no. Yeah, some people have joined. Okay. Namaste, Akshay.
Pranam.
Namaste. Okay. There was some problem. So we'll start with our prayer. Om Bang me manasi pratisthita mano me vachi pratishthitam aviravir mayedhi vedasya ma'ani istha shrutam me ma prahasirani nadhite nahoratran sandadhami ritam vadishyami satyam vadishyami tanmamavatu tadvaktaramavatu avatu mam avatu vaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. So we are studying Panchadashi. We are in 6th chapter. And though here some verses are there, not that very relevant. Before that, we have discussed about say Tattvamasi, depending on Tattvamasi, thou art that. So the idea is whatever vritti, the mental modifications that we have, that is due to avidya. Avidya means ignorance. And that can only go by vidya, knowledge. The avidya is removed by vidya, vinashyata. And when avidya goes, along with this, there are two forces as we know, Avarani Shakti, the covering power, and Vikshepa Shakti. Vikshepa means power of deflection or projection. That also goes away along with it. Vikshepasya swarupam tu prarabdham akshamikshati. So like this, that we have done it. So this is the reference in short. Now some argumentations are there. So that's I don't think that is that important, but we'll go through this. Vinak Shodha Samam. Now, before that, let us read from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. We depend on three things. One is called Shruti. Shruti means what we have in Upanishads, what we have heard from our gurus, and traditionally it is thought that it is apaurusheya. Apaurusheya means no one has written it, but it was discovered and then it was transmitted to our next generation by Guru Shishya Parampara, the tradition of Guru and Shishya. So it was heard in the beginning. Why? Because that time the knowledge was transformed through mouth, not even writing. And that time it may not be possible to write. And there are so many other things, that intonations that we know, matra, balam, sama, santanaha. So various matras and also udatta, anudatta, swarita, those were not expressed. So those can be conveyed through shruti, hearing. So that's why shruti. And then second is yukti. Yukti means logically to understand. Shruti, yukti. But all those Shruti Yukti depends on our Anubhuti. Shruti, Yukti, and Anubhuti, one's own realization. So we need to know what it is. So Shruti, the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, we can see. Now, let us read a little, then it will be clear. Sir, what is the meaning of realization of God? What do you mean by God vision? How does one attain it? So M asked this question to Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna is realized soul. We are to depend on him. So according to the Vaishnavas, the aspirants and the seers of God may be divided into different groups. These are the Pravartakas, the Sadhaka, the Siddha, and Siddha of the Siddha. He who has just set foot on the path may be called a Pravartaka, means beginner. He may be called a Sadhaka who has for some time been practicing spiritual disciplines such as worship, japa, meditation, and chanting of God's name and glories. He may be called a Siddha who has known from his inner experience that God exists. So then only one proceeds on that path. If we know that there is something, some hidden things there, then we try to get it. So, an analogy is given in the Vedanta to explain this. The master of the house is asleep in a dark room. Someone is groping in the darkness to find him. So he knows that the master of the house is there. Then only he searches. So he touches the couch and says, no, it is not he. He touches the window and says, no, it is not he. He touches the door and says, no, it is not he. That is known in the Vedanta as the process of neti neti. Not this, not this. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, and nothing, all these. So this is neti neti. And then when one realizes, so not this, not this, at last his hand touches the master's body and he exclaims, here he is. So it is realization means to find out by negation what is our real nature. So this is the path, and in other words, he is now conscious of the existence of the master. So when one started, he was aware that there is God, but he has not known. So see, sadhaka, he's an aspirant. But when he finds him, realizes him, then he is the knower. In other words, he is now conscious of the existence of the master. He has found him, but he does not yet know him immediately. So there is another type known as the Siddha of the Siddha, supremely perfect. It is quite a different thing when one talks to the master immediately, intimately, when one knows God very intimately through love and devotion. A Siddha has understandably attained God, but the supremely perfect has known God very intimately. So knowing God as master, so M asked, what is the meaning of God realization? So God realization, that means one should be able to talk to him. Intimate relationship. It is not that something we know, God exists, not like that. So, but in order to realize God, one must assume one of these attitudes. That means Shanta, Dasya, Saukya, Vatsalya, Madhur. Various aspects are there, various processes are there. One is peaceful meditation. Second, thinking oneself as a servant of God, or a friend of God, or son of God, or parents of God, and also Madhura Bhava, that means conjugal relationship. So, God realization means it is to know one's own real self intimately. Not that we have also knowledge that we are here, but we have confusion about our real self. We think that we are bodies or minds. So here, Swam Janati, we know ourselves. It is not that somebody else will come. So this is Anubhuti. So with this introduction, let us go forward so that we proceed. Otherwise, recapitulation. Okay. Bina kshod kshamam manam तैर्वृथा कल्प्यते परिकल्प्यते श्रुति युक्त अनुभूतिभ्यो वदताम किम्नु दुष्शकम. Doubt. The logicians have assumed the truth of this theory without any proof. So, like what is that? The previous, that tantunam dinasankhyanam tedra, that according to the logicians, the cloth keeps its form for the next second. So, like every moment, so one moment more. The threads, its material cause that last for a few days, are destroyed. On the same reasoning, the body may persist for a proportionately long time when its cause, the ignorance of countless ages, is destroyed. So here doubt is said that all these are a talking point without any evidence, without any experience. So here reply comes. We assume it on the ground of Shruti, that means experience. Means, say Sri Ramakrishna, what Sri Ramakrishna says now, he is Shruti. So he experienced himself, then he conveyed through conversation. So this is a kind of Shruti. We assume it on the ground of Shruti and Yukti and Anubhuti. Yukti means logic and experience and reasoning. Why should it be improper? So now next verse we go forward. Astam dustarkikai sakam vivadah prakritam brube. There is no use entering into the controversy with the unreasonable logicians. The fact is that the difference between jiva and kutastha is caused by illusion. So we have, say, like as of now, we identify with our body-mind complex. So this is jiva. Jiva means with the impressions that is accumulated with over the ages, over so many births, whatever impressions that we have accumulated, based on that we have our sense of existence. But this is one thing. But second is kutastha. Kutastha means a real self which is never changing. Like anvil. On anvil, so many irons are made in different ways. Various shapes are given on anvil, but anvil never changes. Similarly, kutastha means that which never changes within us. And this example we cannot find in the world, in nature. Because whatever we see, it is Prakriti and Vikruti, the modification of nature. So that is why it is not available in the world. But we can understand what it is. As we understand that when we are in waking state, we are interacting with senses to the world. But when we go to deep sleep, then there is no world, but still we exist. So this way we understand that there must be a kutastha on which all the impressions are being experienced. So here what is being said, there is no use entering into controversy with the unreasonable logicians, because they want to find logic. And they'll say, well, like bharjita bij, the seed when it is fried, so it does not keep its own nature. And germination. So this is a logic which is not supported by the experience. See, in the world you cannot find this, but you can experience in your own self. So no need of going to argue with them. The fact is that the difference between jiva and kutastha is caused by illusion. So we feel because I am kutastha, but we feel that we are separate from it. So this difference is also because of avidya, that we have this separation. But actually it is one. It is said, neha nanasti kinchana. Here there are not many. It is the same self is projected and seen as a separate one. But there is no difference between those. So this is because of Bhranti Kalpana. So this is Jiva and Kutastha is caused by illusion. Now, Brahmyanti Panditam Manyaha Sarve Laukika Tarkika Laukika Tai Arthika Anadritya Srutim Mokhyat Maurkhyat Kevalam Yukti Masrita. Here, like people who consider themselves scholar and the hair-splitting logicians overlook the authority of the Vedas and wonder due to their imperfect reasoning. So, like I have nothing to explain here. So, this is the way to discard opponents. Okay, we don't bother about it, so don't worry. So, Yukti Masrita. So, and if you go to any philosophical society, they are talking, but what they are talking is very difficult to understand. And they have some logic to talk about, but they go on round and round. So anyway, we have no need of going after them. Purva para paramarsha. So now let us take the meaning. Purva para paramarsha vikalaस्तत्र केचन वाक्यामाभासान् स्वपक्षे योजयन्ते apyalajya vakya. Some others accept the authority of the Vedas, but owing to their inability to harmonize the meaning of the texts which have gone before with those that follow, they become confused. So that means purva para. There is a logical transition of argumentation. Then we can see in Gita, it's called Vada. So everything has a connection. How gradually the subject is discussed and also introduced, and then, of course, discussed, and then conclusion is given. So this is called Vada type. Vada, Vitanda. So Vitanda is argumentation and without reasoning, and then the shouting. Vada, Jalpa, Vikalpa, Vitanda. Jalpa means like nonsensical talking. Anyway, we are not going to going in details there. They become confused. They take some isolated passages out of context and quote them in support of their own views. So they say, okay, Veda, and Veda also this says this, like Atman. Atman is reborn. So like that, this Atman means here it is the sun. So anyway, we are not going in details there. Now let us go forward. Kutasthadi shariranta sanghatasya atmatam jaguhu. The materialists, that's means lokayata, and vulgar persons, depending on false perceptual evidence, regard the aggregate beginning with the kutastha and ending in gross body as the Atman. So they come to the conclusion that this body is the self. And we find modern science also supports that, modern science, because they think only we are born once for all. And when this body will die, then the vital force will go and the death is final. And in some religions also we find that is why they want to protect their body. But that is not our view. So we'll go forward without taking or without spending much time on this. Because here are logic and Shruti, Yukti, Anubhuti. All three are there. We will discuss that there. So we go forward. To support their materialist views, they quote some passages from the Shruti to show that the gross body is the Atman, which is the doctrine of Virochana. So Virochana is, it happened that Indra and Virochana went to a guru, and guru said that who is within your eyes? He is that self. So Virochana thought, yes. He saw in the mirror and he identified himself as the self, in this body. And Indra also in the beginning, he left, but he came back. And then he asked again, that please teach me about Atman, about Brahman. So then he was given knowledge. Same thing is repeated. But when it is repeated, when one explores, and then he finds new meaning in it. We can see in Taittiriya Upanishad also. This happened in Chandogya Upanishad, but in Taittiriya Upanishad it is there. That Adhihi Bhagavo Brahmeti, Tapa Brahmeti. So he goes to a teacher and he asks, please tell me about Brahman. Who is Brahman? So he says, Yato va imani bhutani jayante, ena jatani jivanti, yat prayanta visham vishanti. So where this whole creation is created and sustained, and also at the end, it is absorbed. So that is Brahman. So tapo brahmeti. And tapasya means striving is Brahman. So he goes and he contemplates. And he understands that annam brahmeti bejanat anyad kalvimani bhutani jayante. So from Anna, this all bhutas have come out. Even a person eats Anna and then he procreates, and then this person is born. So he understands that Anna is Brahman. But teacher says that no, no for more. And then again, of course, that students also ask, Adhihi Bhagava Brahmeti, please teach me what is Brahman. So he says, Yato va imani bhutani jayante. So like the same similar instructions are given. And tapo brahma iti vajanat. So like again he goes and he strives and he finds, oh, prana. Prana is Brahman. Because from prana, everything is living. Everything has come up, sprung up from prana. And in prana, it returns. And in prana, it is sustained. And then he goes, then he recognizes mind. Then it is vijnanam. Vijnanam is in intellect. And ultimately, he arrives what is Ananda Swarupa. And then he asks no more questions. Then he recites how, like that means expression of joy. So this happened when one realizes, as Sri Ramakrishna gave example, that in the beginning one searches like an aspirant searches, and then when he finds, then he is full of joy. But still, Sri Ramakrishna says further that we are to be intimate with the divine. That means one is merged in the self. Intimate means this is the most intimate. So anyway, we go forward. Jivatma nigame deha maranasyatra darshanat dehadatirikta. Here some argumentations are given, so yes, we'll go through it, otherwise
Don't want to skip anything.
no,
No skipping.
not no skipping. So, but we'll go quickly.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's boring.
Yeah, this is a bit boring, but what to say? No, this is, like it's for those who are exploring and discarding other things. So it comes within that system, but we'll go through quickly.
I agree with you.
Thank you.
Everything but quickly.
Yeah. There are other thinkers who point out that the body dies and destroys when life leaves it. They conclude that the Atman is something other than the gross body. So here is another opinion is given. But we see, when we are in deep sleep, we lose the identity with gross body, even subtle body. But still we exist. Therefore, this logic does not hold good. Now we go to the next. There are others who think that in such expressions as I am speaking, the senses together with the intellect are seen to be distinct from the gross body. Say, I'm speaking. What is happening? My mouth, my tongue, my jaws are in action. But only this cannot talk. There must be some intellect who is choosing some words and delivering with proper diction and proper articulation. So that means there is something higher than this body. We cannot say that this body is the self. There are others who think that in such expressions as I am speaking, the senses together with the intellect are seen to be distinct from the gross body, and that therefore they are the Atman. So this is, the senses are Atman. but actually senses are also not. Because we see that also subsides in our deep sleep. So we go to the next. In the Shruti, we hear of the senses such as speech and so forth, quarreling among themselves, which implies that they have consciousness. Therefore, some thinkers have concluded that the senses are the Atman. So, in that story, once they were quarreling, say, I said, no, I am supreme. Then ear says, no, I am supreme. So all senses. Then, okay, said, okay, take holiday for a year. So a person became blind, but he lived. Or he became deaf, he lived. So all said, all functions when they were on holidays, but still person lived. But when prana said, okay, let me go on holiday, then immediately all said, oh, no, you cannot go. Then we all will vanish. So there's supremacy of prana. So bhagadinam indriyanam kalaha shrutishu shrutah. That's in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. And tena chaitanyam etesham atmatvam tata evahi. So this is from consciousness. It is not from even senses. So in the Shruti, we hear of the senses such as speech and so forth, quarreling among themselves, which implies that they have consciousness. Therefore, some thinkers have concluded that the senses are the Atman. So senses are also not Atman. We go forward. The followers of Hiranyagarbha. So now Hiranyagarbha. So one by one, he's mentioning and discarding. This happened, we have seen in our, say, Vedanta Sara also. The followers of the school of Hiranyagarbha hold the vital airs, pranas, to be the Atman. They point out that when the eye and other senses are inoperative, the vital airs still continue to function. So when the eye and other senses are inoperative, like in our deep sleep, so eyes are not working, not in operation, and senses are not in operation, the vital airs still continue to function, keeping the man alive. So prana. So prana, according to them, the prana is the that what we are searching for. And they give some evidence also. Prano jagarti shushuptyapi prana shreshtyadikam srutam koshah pranamaya samyak vistarena prapanchita. The vital airs continue functioning even in sleep. In some Shruti passages, the vital sheath is given preeminence and dealt with in details. The Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, say 137, so Chandogya Upanishad. So prana is very close, that's why it has given importance. But we have to go forward. Mano atmeti manyantam upasana para janaha pranasya bhoktrita spashta bhoktritvam manasas tataha. The people devoted to worship call the mind as the Atman. So gradually you can find, like first is the senses, first body, that's lokayata. Lokayata means worldly people. They say, that this body only is real. All other things are not real. All are imagination. But some say, no, senses are subtle than that. The senses are reality. But then we have we have found prana, then mana, mind. The people devoted to worship call the mind as the Atman. They argue that the vital ears have no faculty of enjoyment, but that the mind has. So, mind, see, like the thing is this: when we see something, we are overjoyed, but it is not the eyes they are overjoyed, it is the mind. Our mind is happy. Therefore, mind is higher than senses. So this is now gradually we are coming to that. Now, this is a very important shloka. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshaya. Mind is the cause of man. Cause of what? Bandha. Bandha means bound or liberated. So mind is the cause. Shrutaha manomayaha poshaha tenatme iti iritam manaha. But there that mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshaya vishaya asaktaha. So when it is attached with objects of the world, it is bound. When mind is attached with the world, with the senses and world, the impressions of the world, then it is attached. Then it is bound. And when it leaves all the attachments, then it's free. Bandha vishayasaktam and mukta nirvishayam smritam. Like that. So here, so first line is taken, mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayah shrutaha manomayaha koshaha tena atmeti ritam manaha. The Shruti says that the mind is the cause of the bondage and the release of man, and it speaks of the mind sheath, manomaya kosha. So what kosha? What are sheaths? Like we have this body. This is Annamaya Kosha. Why Annamaya Kosha? Because when we eat, it grows. If we don't eat, it diminishes or it reduces itself. So it depends on Anna, food, Annamaya Kosha. But behind that is vital forces, Pranamaya Kosha. What is Pranamaya Kosha? Like I am speaking. It is possible because of my prana and throwing my hands, searching words. So prana, because of prana, all these functions are possible. So this is another layer, sheath. So pranamaya kosha. But behind that, there is another kosha, it's called mind. See, I am seeing something and hearing something. So all these are being coordinated in our mind. That's why it is manomaya kosha. I am searching words and assessing also whether it is right or wrong. So all this is happening in and through mind. So shrutaha manomayaha koshaha tena atma iritam. Therefore, some people conclude that mind is the self. The Shruti says that the mind is the cause of the bondage. That's, I think, from Mandukya Upanishad. Say Mandukya Karika. Bondage. And the release of man, and it speaks of the mind sheath. Therefore, these people conclude that the mind is the Atma, mind is the self. Amrita Bindu, yeah, Amrita Bindu Upanishad also says so. So now here mentioned, we have come up to mind. Now, let us go forward. Vijnanam Atmeti Parahu. क्षणिकवादिनः यतः विज्ञानमूलत्वं मनसः गम्यते स्फुटम्. How we understand that whatever is happening in mind, it is through our intellect. Therefore, intellect is the self, because intellect is subtler than mind. The Buddhists believe in a kshanik vijnanavad. So, kshanikam, sarvam kshanikam. How we understand? Because intellect is not kshanika. Through intellect, we understand one thing is happening and then another thing is happening. Another thing is happening. So this gradual revelation, this can be understood through our intellect. Vijnanam Atma iti parahu. Some other people say, no, Vijnana is Atman. Who says so? Kshanikvadin. That means Kshanikvadi Buddhists. Yataha, because Vijnanamulattam manasah gamyate sphutam. Because we understand whatever is happening in my mind, in our minds, it's because our intellect is subtler than mind. So that should be Atman. Now, aham vrittir idam vrittihi ityantah karanam dvidha. Vijnanam syat aham vrittiridam vrittir mano bhavet. The internal organ, that means antakarana. What's internal organ? 5 sense organs, mana, buddhi. 5 sense organ, mind, intellect. So this is antakarana. So mana, buddhi, chitta, ahamkar. And this have that idea of ego, aham. So then only we experience. And we experience through our intellect. The internal organ, antakarana, has 2 kinds of vrittis. That is I consciousness and this consciousness. I am and I am experiencing this world. The first constitutes the intellect, aham, the subject's consciousness, and the second, the mind, the object consciousness. So in mind, whatever impulses are coming through mind, I'm seeing something. So what is happening? The light is hitting a retina, and then impulses is going to the sense organ, and then it is coordinated by mind. So that is presented to intellect. So intellect is observing this. So let us go forward from here. The first constitute the intellect. So I am experiencing. And what I am experiencing, whatever mind is bringing. The first constitutes the intellect, the subject consciousness, and the second, the mind, the object consciousness. We'll go forward. So aham pratyay bijatvam idam vrittehe riti sphutam aviditva swatmanatmanam vahyam vetti natu kvachit. Since without the sense of egoity, it is not possible to cognize the outer world, it is clear that the idea of egoity means ego. I am. Who is experiencing? I am experiencing. Who is seeing? I am seeing. So without this, our experience is not possible, is the cause of the mind. And without it, the cognizance of the external world is impossible. Fine. So Vijnanam, Atma iti, that I am forgetting the, yeah. Anyway, we go forward. Because here it is not the end. Kshane kshane janma nasho aham vrittir bhito aham vrittirmito yataha vijnanam kshanikam tena swaprakasham swato mitehe. In Vedanta Sar also we have seen this. So Vijnan, Kshanik Vijnanvad, that as the I consciousness appears and disappears every moment, the intellect is transitory and it needs no further principle to illuminate. So, like that's why Buddhists say that this is aham pratyay. So, actually, nothing, there is shunyavadin. So, the pratyay is going, it is like a stream, but it gives continuity as it were. So, as we know, this light is, or it has 50 megahertz per second. So this also, it is not continuous. It's it is, and a number of waves are being produced, but it gives a sensation that it is a continuous thing. But actually, it is not continued. It is kshanikam, sarvam kshanikam. Kshane kshane janma nashavan aham vrittirmito yataha. So aham vritti also, we feel that it's a continuous thing, but actually it is not. Because every moment it is being produced and every moment it is dying. So vijnanam kshanikam tena swaprakasham swataha mite. As the I consciousness appears and disappears every moment, the intellect is transitory and it needs no further principle to illuminate. So this is their conclusion. But then we go forward. Here Vedanta will not stop. The intellect sheath is the self. The whole world is cognized by it, and birth and death, pleasure and pain, it affects it. So say some Vedic texts. So Vedic text also says, and it is there in Taittiriya there, 245, that Mano Brahmeti Vajanat, then Vijnanam Brahmeti Vajanat. But then it proceeds further. Vijnanam kshanikam natma vidyuta abhra nimeshavat. The intellect is momentary, like the flashes of lightning in a cloud or the twinkling of an eye. And that because we know of no other self beyond the intellect, the self is nothing or void. So say the Madhyamika Bauddhika. So there is no self. Anatta. There is no atta. Anatmabad. There is no self. And so everything is momentary. Vijnanam kshanikam natma vidyut. So it's like it gives a sensation that it is a everlasting, but it's not. Therefore, there is no atta. Now, we are coming to Vedantic point of view. So let us go forward. Asadeva mitya ityadau idam eva srutam tataha. Now asanneva sa bhavati. And like asat, that is Taittiriya also, Taittiriya Upanishad also. Quoting the Shruti, in the beginning, all this was non-existent, asat. The Buddhists say that perception and the objects of perception are the creations of illusion. So we are perceiving. So there is a perception and the perceiver. Perception, whatever we are perceiving, that is temporary, no doubt. But even the perceiver is also temporary, according to them. Okay, so we go forward. Niradhishthan विभ्रांते भावाद आत्मनो अवस्थिता शून्यस्यापि ससाक्षित्वाद अन्यथा नेक्तिरस्यते. The Vedantins refute them by saying that there can be no illusion without a substratum. Now comes gradually Vedanta. Okay, we see a video on a screen and it is momentary, we know. The stream of light is falling on the screen, but we cannot see it without the screen. We cannot see an illusion when there is no substratum. Say we cannot see a mirage if there is no desert, or on the road we also see. It is possible when there is substratum. Even this temporariness, kshanikatvad, that also requires a substratum on which one can claim that it is kshanika. So this is the strong point of Vedanta. So we'll go forward. So, quoting the Shruti in the beginning, all this was non-existent, asat. The Buddhists say that perception and the objects of perception are the creations of illusion. We have gone through this. Now the Vedantis refute them by saying that there can be no illusion without a substratum, which is not an illusion. You see, like this, we go to deep sleep and we come out of it and we say, we slept so very well that I did not know anything. So our perception also absent. Actually, perception is not absent. It is absence of object that gives us notion that I am perceiving. That was absent. Let me say it again. The objects we perceive. When there are no objects, then we don't perceive. So when we come out of deep sleep, what happened? There was no object present. But we experienced our presence, which is self-evident. That's why we have not, we experienced that we slept very silently and we had sound sleep. So whatever we experience, we can say that. What you have not experienced, you cannot say. So like if I ask, okay, do you know how Washington DC looks like? You'll say, no, Swamiji, because I have not gone there. So it is natural that whatever we experience, we can say that. In our deep sleep, we experience ourselves. But still it is covered by ignorance. So we say, oh, I slept very well. I did not know anything. But it is because of absence of objects, not absence of the experiencer. So Vedantin refutes them by saying that there can be no illusion without a substratum. So substratum is here our real self, which is not an illusion. The existence of the Atman must be admitted. Even the void has a witness. Even a void, that void means absence of objects. It has a witness. If not, it would be impossible to say there is a void. So, anyaha vijnanamayata. But today, I say time is up. So anyway, we have gone through. Okay, yeah.
Meditate for a week.
Yeah. But we have gone through very quickly. Anyaha
And then
vigya.
chapter 3 is the same thing. It's
Mhm.
the five koshas is chapter 3.
Yes. So here we briefly we have mentioned.
Recapitulated chapter 3.
Yeah. Anyaha vijnanamyata anandama. Okay, so now let us use this one as last. Anyaha vijnanam ayat vijnanam ayataha आनंदमयः आंतरः अस्तित्वोपलब्धव्य इति वैदिक दर्शनम. The Vedic view say that Naiyayikas is that beyond the intellect sheath there is a yet another sheath, the bliss sheath. It is existing, not something that does not exist. So it is there. This is the so we so beyond Vijnana, it is the sheath of Ananda, bliss, sheath of bliss. But that is also a sheath. But it's the closest one. We have sense of joy. The Sukha Mahamaswapsam na kinchit avedisham. There we have experience of joy. But it's very close. So bliss sheath. It is existing, not something that does not exist. So this is say Vedic Vedanta view. But one thing, Vedanta also admits that the same avishesha or nirvishesha also can be seen with shavishesha when it projects itself. So it is the same self with mind, with senses. It is the same self is expressed in a different way. Shavishesh way. Savishesh and Nirvishesh. But first we have to find out that Nirvishesh. We have to find out the substratum. Then only everything has its meaning. As in the words of Sri Ramakrishna, we need to have one, then all zeros have meaning. But if there is no one, then all zeros have no meaning. So once that, Sri Ramakrishna, what Sri Ramakrishna said, Advaita Gyan Achole Bedhe. That means tie the knowledge of Advaita at the end of your cloth and do whatever you like. Jai Chetai Kar. That means first we have to achieve this, the knowledge of self. That means there is only one, there is non-dual. And then that non-dual entity is also expressing itself in so many forms. When we assume or identify ourselves with the mind, then we see many. Same entity is being projected. So if we have knowledge of self, knowledge of non-duality, then only we can enjoy. Otherwise, we are to suffer. Mrittu sa mrittu gacchati yaiha naneva pashyati. He goes to death who sees here as if it is many. Mrittu sa mrittum gacchati yaiha naneva pashyati. So he who sees many here as if many, they go from death to death. But if one can anchor in the self in non-duality, then there is a fun, great fun, as Sri Ramakrishna says. So, Sri Ramakrishna says first, realize God. Then you can dance around. Then you can see the color of the city. Okay, so very good. Thank you. We say prayer. Oh, Elizabeth. Okay. We'll say our prayer. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Pranam Maharaj.
Namaskar. और
Maharaj, I was not able to connect for a few minutes in the beginning. I don't know why.
no, yeah, there was some problem.
Oh, okay, okay.
Then I rejoined.
Oh, okay, okay.
Namaste,
Maharaj,
Maharaj.
Huh?
this Manamaya and Pranamaya, like
Huh.
it's very hard to understand these two
Why?
because prana and mind are the, I
See,
mean,
prana, so like all the actions are happening, breathing and speaking, going, coming. It's like a body cannot move by itself. It requires the vital force to move. So
yeah,
that sheath is pranamaya. And manomaya means mind is the coordinator. So mind coordinates. So it has another sheath. In mind, like all our dreams or imaginations, all our perception, all our emotions are felt through mind. You say, today my mind is not good and I am very not happy. So all the
yeah.
happiness, unhappiness, etc. is felt by mind. So this way we have to try to understand. So these are the layers, different layers. And
So
then
it has nothing to do with the shining of the Atman in
no,
the,
shine is there. That is why we perceive.
right? So
All
is it shining on Manamaya kosha or
no,
it's
no, no,
on intellect?
no.
Shining on it.
Shining is the self. This is light. Light is shining here. So we all are doing, all are speaking or understanding. So understanding happens because of the shine of self. In its presence, everything happens. But
Yeah, but it's reflecting where, Maharaj? Is it reflecting in mind, buddhi, prana, where is it?
everywhere, it is pervaded, everything,
Right.
all pervading. So even intellect, what we are talking about is conceptual. We can understand, okay, this is body, it's made up of food. This we understand.
Mm.
Behind that, how it is working, how it is moving. So it is because of vital forces. Now, vital forces cannot have feeling. For that, we need a mind. Because
Mm.
I see somebody, oh, I am happy. So this happiness is not senses. It is behind the senses. Who feels? And there comes ego also, egoity. And intellect. So intellect and mind. What is mind? Sangshay viparya. That sankalpa vikalpa.
Sankalpa, vikalpa.
So wherever, like, say tomorrow you have to go to office. Oh, before you go to office, you should go to shopping mall. Oh, shopping mall, I have to take this. Oh, this is very costly. Oh, it is because of political reason. So see, mind jumps from one object to another.
Yeah.
But all these are understood through intellect. So this is, as Steve said, that we have to contemplate to understand all this.
Swami,
Yes.
so there's the food. Can it be said, because the food is the matter, and prana is energy, our nerve cells produce electric current. Can it be said that prana is electricity because our body needs electric current for the nerves to function? Or
Electric means there it is prana.
Yeah.
When movement is happening, That is prana. But it is because of physical, say, matter. So that part is prana, annamaya. Whatever is physical, like this, physical, that is annamaya. So particles, when you are thinking, then that is annamaya. But the movement is pranamaya.
And that's caused by electric current that the nerves produce.
Whatever, even all electric current outside also, it's prana. Expression of prana. Even the moon, sun, galaxies, and star, everything, the movement, whatever movement that is there in the world, it is prana.
So prana is equivalent to rajas.
Yeah, rajas. Rajas adhikya. Adhikya means more rajas. So three gunas, combination of three gunas, preponderance of something, then we say sattva. Like our intellect is sattvic. The preponderance of sattva is more. I mean, it is more. Whereas tamas and rajas also are present, but less proportion. So like that. Yeah, this is our topic. We'll talk about more.
So as we sleep, the Annamaya Kosh and Pranamaya Kosh is not functioning, but the Manamaya Kosh is functioning
In sleep,
as we sleep in, yeah.
so when you dream, that time it is functioning. When you're
So the
not dreaming, that also merged.
Manamaya Kosh is functioning when we are dreaming. So
Correct.
if we are not dreaming, then it's also not functioning at that
Correct,
time.
correct, correct.
Does Vijnanamaya kosha function in deep sleep?
Deep sleep, Vijnanamaya kosha is also merged.
Oh, and then Anandamaya kosha, is that
Kosha, Ananda, yeah, Anandamaya kosha is there. Because of Anandamaya kosha, we experience that joy, bliss. Because that time we don't experience, right? That
We
is why
don't
we can,
experience. We don't.
that is
so
why
sleep?
that is why we can say that Vijnanamaya kosha is asleep that time.
So Anandamaya kosha, the deep sleep is kind of like Savikalpa Samadhi.
No, no, no.
No.
Don't be silly.
And we all have samadhi every day.
Every day.
No.
Okay.
It is very
Thank you.
interesting. It's very
Yeah.
hard to give
But
up the
today we
topic.
have just like 80 miles per hour. Okay,
Yes.
thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank
Pranam Maharaj.
Okay, yeah,
Dukha.
Akshay, do you want to say something?
Like how it was said, we need to make mind unattached, but how to make it unattached?
Oh, okay. There are, say, generally two ways. One is by discrimination, thinking that it is not worthwhile. So, say, suppose you have to buy something. So, what you do? See, you get money, then buy. But if you do not have money, so then, oh no, I don't need it. So one way it is to discriminate. Okay, because I have so many other things to do. So that is more important than this. Therefore, I should not buy this. So this is discrimination. Whatever is more important, that is to be done. Whatever is not important, that we can avoid. So this is called discrimination. Other thing is like bhakti marg, the devotion. So devotion means just remembering God. So just whatever you want, only concentrating that. So other things will get rid of it. If you go to east, West will be left behind without your knowing. No need of discrimination even. So if you are trying to discover yourself or say God realization, so there only we have to concentrate there. That's why Sri Ramakrishna said in the beginning, we have read from this, that we are to adopt an attitude, Shanta, Dasya, Vasya, Vatsalya, Saukhya, Madhur. Shanta, Dasya, Saukhya, Vatsalya, Madhur. So I am a son of God. So that way, as Sri Ramakrishna considered himself as son of mother. So whatever he did, always thought about mother. So this is one way. And discrimination means when you think about it and you prefer what is better, Sreyaha, not Preyaha. Then you discard whatever is lower. So that is the way. Okay. So as of now, say suppose you are studying, you don't do business. Why? Because you know studying is more important than doing business. Because that will take you to further achievement or goal. You know, you'll get better thing. If you do business, then you won't get that, what you want to achieve. So that's why you are studying. So always we have this, we discriminate. If you go for shopping, there also we discriminate. Which one is better? Which one is healthy? Which is natural or say organic? We take that one. So this is called say discrimination. And then we have to leave that. So discrimination and renunciation. And other one is just to adopt that which you like. That means if you like God, just think about him. No need of other discrimination, etc. Okay.
Swami,
Maharaj, one more quick question.
Yes.
When we go to sleep and dream, does that dream leave an impression in our mind?
Okay. Dream, yes.
Dream it.
But then you forget. But when dreamless sleep, that also you experience. Experience means you remember. It is not experience of outer objects, but there are no object. This absence of object is experienced.
Hmm.
And that time you feel joy. And for good health, it is very essential. That time body recovers.
Hmm.
David, yes.
Swami, did I hear you say that in the Bhakti Marga, if love God, you don't have to practice discrimination? Because I thought you have to practice.
It will be automatic. If you love what, say like when you took psychology, so you left other things. Only you studied, concentrated on psychology. As we go towards east, west is left behind.
That sounds too easy.
Yeah, that's why that's why bhakti is, Bhagavan says also in 12th chapter, Sri Krishna says that klesho adhika tarastesham abhyakta asakta chetesham. It's very difficult. Who wants to meditate on abhyakt? Abhyakt means unmanifested. See, that which is unmanifested, we are trying to put our mind there. It is so difficult.
But it seems too easy, Swami. It seems like that's almost...
No, that love should be there. See, Sri Ramakrishna, first he did that. Nothing else. When he got initiation, he said, okay, this is my mother. And he worshipped mother with one pointed devotion. And then he had realization. But before realization, he had to say, weep for her. Oh, mother, another day has gone, and you have not blessed me with your benign darshan. So please bless me. You have given to Ram Prasad and so many others, but why you have not shown me your face? So this way you are to weep. If you can weep, that's good for you.
So all we have to do is rub our face on the ground and
Yes.
very, very easy.
Well, it is our bhakti that really brought us here
Uh-huh.
to listen
So
to all
like this
these
is
things.
also,
Yeah.
this way we try to discriminate. And as Swamiji said, this is also cultivation. It is satsang, cultivation. We are cultivating the divine love, but also knowing what are the other ways are there, because that is also inherent within us. We want to know something.
Yeah.
So, okay, this is also good. And this is immediate. You say it is here and now. Just imagine that you are the self, all other illusory. Just imagine this. You are the self, not body, not mind, not intellect. You are the self. So no need of rubbing your face on the ground.
Yeah, it's important. Like the rishis did not saw the picture of Ramakrishna. They had to
No, no.
meditate and find him in
No, the
their
thing is,
thoughts. So we are learning how they um, experience that truth.
no, no.
That
The thing is, no need of rubbing your face on the ground, but you need to follow and practice Satya, Ahimsa, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha, Asteya, truthfulness, say not hating others. The basic rules one has to practice. Then only one can retain this knowledge. We know what is that I am the self. But all the time confusion will come that I'm the body, I'm the mind, I'm the intellect. If somebody insults me, then why you have insulted me? You're not the body, you're not the mind, you're not insulted. That's why Sri Ramakrishna gave example that Vyasa wanted to go across the Yamuna, and some gopis also were there. So they requested, sir, can you help us? He said, okay. So give all your things. I want to eat. So he ate everything and prayed to Yamuna. Oh Yamuna, if I have not eaten anything today, then you part your water. And water was parted. Because he had no body consciousness. He thought he offered that to God. And gopis thought, what kind of man he is? He ate so much. And he
but then
says,
he felt hungry. So who
eh,
felt hungry? He did not eat, but he felt hungry, so he asked for food.
no, he is not body. He, Vyasa was like,
Yeah, Vyasa was a Gyani, so
so he
like
thought, he did not eat. He offered to God. And that's also food, anna. Anna went to anna. So nothing, so this is discrimination. So to achieve him through knowledge, it is immediate, here and now. You can experience now. But why it does not remain with us? Because of our non-practicing the basic rules. And we think this body is real. Whatever Shastra is saying is all wrong. My body is real. See, I'm feeling pain. So one should have that firm faith. Then not a problem. Like faith of Vyasadeva, that I have not eaten anything. I have offered to God. So no trace of ego. Just imagine. So we also should have that. See, I am not the body. And this
কিন্তু
happens.
খিদেটা লাগলো কি করে? খিদে তো পেলো।
No, Khide
Who
nahi.
felt hungry?
No, he did not feel khida or
Oh,
hungry.
oh.
That's why
But
he
he said,
offered
I'm
to.
so hungry.
No, he was not hungry. He was not hungry.
It's hard to understand, Maharaj. So much.
That's why. See, we
Yeah.
want to understand,
Yeah.
but we have to.
But I always think like that. I mean, yeah, I understand he offered it to Thakur. He did not have body consciousness. So without the body consciousness, then why did he feel hungry? He said, I'm hungry.
Time feels
So
hungry.
No. That also, I am. See, aham kar. Whose ego is this? So he is totally merged in God. No, he's, mm, Vyasan, Bhagavan Sri Krishna said in Gita, I am Vyasa in all rishis. I am Vyasa. The portion is not coming to me now, but he was not ordinary person. This is the problem. We think he is ordinary person. No. He divided Vedas and he also composed Brahma Sutras. He composed Mahabharata and Puranas. It's such a, he was not ordinary person. And not person, he is Brahmagya. So Nora Brahman. Say Sri Ramakrishna, like now take the example of Sri Ramakrishna. And Sri Ramakrishna said, I'm hungry. So some curry was there, and he took the whole big heap of rice with that. How that was possible? How he could, that simple man took so much of rice? So it is not that. And not only
yeah.
this. Now let
Yeah.
me tell you, you have raised a question very nice. Sri Ramakrishna was eating, and a lady was watching and said, Sir, are you eating or are you offering? And actually another person saw that it is the Sheshnaga who is taking everything. What Sri Ramakrishna was giving, Sheshnag was eating. You see, this is from Sri Ramakrishna. Just think. We think that Sri Ramakrishna is a person. No.
That's a good
Impersonal
example.
person. Impersonal person. Apparently he looks like person. He does not know anything like, see here.
It's very good, Maharaj. Yeah.
So
now it makes sense. When you put it to Thakur's example, it makes sense.
And the person saw that it's a Sheshnag. Sheshnag is Sheshnag means serpent, great serpent. And he was offering and he was taking. So Sri Ramakrishna was not eating.
How does that relate, Swami, to there was one incident I remember that I think it was Golat Ma and maybe one or two others. They were on a boat and Sri Ramakrishna ate. They were all very hungry and they thought, oh, he'll just eat a crumb and we'll get the rest.
Yeah.
And he ate it, and but then they all felt full. How does it relate to that?
Yeah, so universal. He was universal, and then his eating everything. Everybody felt that we are all fulfilled, and this happened in Mahabharata also. Durvasha, one rishi. One rishi was there, and Duryodhana sent that rishi to Pandavas when they were in forest. Why he sent? Because they will not be able to provide food, and he asked them to go in a wrong time. When Draupadi had finished her lunch. So that time he asked them to go. And he had 16,000 disciples. And that time he came and with his disciples. So Draupadi said, okay, please take your bath. And that time she intensely prayed to Sri Krishna, oh my friend, please come and save me from this situation. Otherwise, Durvasha will give me curse. Durvasha will curse me. And Sri Krishna came and said, okay, can you find out anything? She said, no, I have also eaten. No, see, find. So she found 2-3 grains and a little one greens. And Sri Krishna ate that, and then and he burped. And then said, oh, now I'm satisfied. He asked Draupadi, I am very hungry, please give me something to eat. And Draupadi asked him to help, and he was asking food. But when he took a little, that satisfied Durvasa and all his disciples. And then ran away. They ran away from there. So this happened in Mahabharata also.
So it seems like when it happened with Sri Ramakrishna, it was like magic. But we don't.
It's
we're
not
not supposed
magic.
to believe in magic.
See, Sri Ramakrishna apparently is not present here, but he's giving us joy. Because he's universal.
Universal.
So
Maharaj, that's why it's our custom not to leave a few grain of rice, not to empty out the whole thing. In our
that
Hindu,
maybe.
Bengali, yeah.
Mm.
We keep a little so
Mm.
that,
Yeah, like that's that idea.
yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
And thank you, Pranam Maharaj.
Same.
Good.